Anne-Marie, thank you. There's lots happening in the movie world this week, from rom-com to horror to art house movies. Here with the latest updates on this week's releases. Film critic Rad, boom, there he is.
All
right, let's jump right in to the Halloween Ends movie.
Halloween Ends.
Is this the end of the Halloween franchise?
I mean, it's in the title, but who knows, right? It's a Michael Myers movie. The guy keeps getting back up, and they keep telling us it's gonna end, and then he takes 100 blows, but then he somehow returns. And you know, like this is supposedly the end of this kind of requel trilogy, like this reboot that like actually kind of centers Jamie Lee Curtis and gives her flowers. That's what this franchise really felt like it's all about, like giving her due.
Yeah.
And look, like, if you are a fan for, you know, the body count, this one has some inventive ways to kind of to dispense with people, and I think a lot of people have a lot of fun with this. This is also similar to the last movie, very unhinged in a laughable way. Like the plot, I have to give the filmmakers credit for like really kind of going out of their way to do something different with the plot line.
Okay.
But I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say like, hey, this is another movie where Michael finds someone that might help carry on his duties and stuff like that, right? Like he has a partner in crime. But
so who's this for then?
I mean, this is for people who are so into the Halloween franchise that they even loved Halloween 4, or they're just so into watching the body counts that they're into even a Saw spinoff like Spiral.
Okay, I want to move on and talk about Tar. This is a movie that a lot of people are talking about. How come?
Well, because like also basically the critical world has decided that this is, if not the best movie of the year, it's definitely one of the best movies of the year, and with good reason, because this is, you know, a really elegant, sophisticated movie about the art world with an 8-cylinder performance from Kate Blanchett. Absolutely
I love her.
powerhouse. She's so great.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
she really is.
She dominates in this movie. She's playing like a conductor, the world's greatest conductor, a woman who's kind of rose to the top in a man's world, and she kind of subscribes to the patriarchy in certain ways. And what this movie is about is it's about her, you know, it's kind of pitting her girl boss aura against conversations about abuses of power. She's sort of like, you know, she's someone who has skeletons in her closet in a movie that's kind of about Me Too, or not kind of about, it's about Me Too. It's about cancel culture. It's about how this queer woman can have the same kind of skeletons in her closet that some of the most powerful men in the world do. And I, you know, again, like I'm riveted by the way this story is told sometimes, but
I
I'm
also like how it's shot, like just from the sort of what we're seeing here. But so it's getting rave reviews from a lot of people, but what's your take?
I mean, my thing is I'm a little suspicious of this movie, and I'm specifically suspicious of its perspective, right?
Okay.
It's got this kind of cold and clinical perspective into this. Like, first of all, this is one of the first times we're getting a movie that's really engaging in gender biases and Me Too and cancel culture in the arts world, and it's about a woman instead of a man. So that rubs me, like, I'm just like, okay. And why is this male director choosing to have this conversation going in that route? And what's also kind of suspicious about it is the way, like, all the critics seem to be loving this, but they're shutting down any opinion that thinks, no, maybe there's something wrong with this. So this is gonna be a really riveting movie to follow during award season, because you know it's gonna keep collecting a lot of praise, and then there's gonna be a lot of intense debate over whether that praise is warranted.
Fascinating. Okay, so who is this movie for?
I mean, this is for people who love movies like Roma and Amour, which are really, really, like, you know, celebrated movies, which you may remember rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh.
Also, they're also anagrams. I didn't even notice that. Almost.
Okay, and lastly, I want to talk about this concept of a movie is so funny to me, and it is a comedy, right?
Yeah.
It's the idea of Romeo and Juliet, but Romeo's ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Like the one he dated before Juliet.
Yes,
so how does
exactly.
this play
I mean, I love this premise. It's called Rosaline. This is Romeo's ex, and she's got to watch Romeo win over Juliet. And I'm like, you know, I would have loved to see them really go all the way with this premise and find out that Rosaline orchestrated their demise or something. Unfortunately, this movie doesn't have the teeth for that. It kind of just like falls into the same old rom-com tropes. I love Caitlin Dever, the star of this movie, and so she really carries this. Unfortunately, this movie just has her going through kind of the motions, the rom-com motions, the most cliched motions. I wish they
but
just did
sometimes
more.
that's what we need.
So, yeah, I mean, if you want some bonbons on the couch, this is the thing to pair it with.
There you go. There's your weekend for you, everybody. Rad, always good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.